Hello, hello, hello. How y'all doing? Oh, a little better. How y'all doing? Awesome. Oh, hey, even better. My name is Chad Johnston. I want to welcome you here to the Summer Documentary Institute fifth year screening. I'm the CEO of CreaTV, and I'm so excited that we've made it to year 5 of this program. CreaTV, if you don't know, we're San Jose's only nonprofit community media center. So we teach people in the community how to tell their own stories using media and technology. We give them all the equipment, studio space, resources to do that. And then we distribute all their content on our community channels on Comcast Cable, Apple TV, Roku, YouTube, our website. We also help hundreds of nonprofits a year create media to talk about their impact and advance their missions. And then we help the city of San Jose and the county of Santa Clara capture all their meetings so that you can be informed about what's happening politically here in San Jose and in your backyard. How many of y'all have been to this space before? I know you guys have. You've been like living here for 5 weeks. This is Open San Jose. This is CreaTV's latest project. This whole community space is yours. This is a community center focused at the intersection of story, technology, and equity. It's collectively run by 8 nonprofits who are trying to do collaboration in concert with one another to encourage the community to collaborate together so that we can make bigger, more positive change in San Jose so it's a city that works for everyone. So if you're ever looking for a place to host a class, a staff retreat, a party, a film screening, this is your space. So I encourage you to come by on First Fridays. I encourage you to check out creatvsj.org. Do we know when the San Jose is not for sale screening is? October 19th, we have a program called CreaTV Presents, and there'll be the first screening of a project called San Jose is Not for Sale, highlighting BIPOC creatives, entrepreneurs, filmmakers, people here in San Jose. That'll be in the evening, and it'll be a ton of fun. So welcome. I'm really excited to see y'all's projects. I got to meet you on the first day, and then I got to watch them work frantically over 5 weeks. This program could not be possible without the support of the Davidson Family Foundation and the California Arts Council. So please give the filmmakers, give the staff, give y'all a hand for coming out. And I would like to introduce Abby Walsh.
Thanks, Chad. Welcome, everyone. I'm the Education and Community Manager here, and I got to do some really cool supervisory stuff, and I got to watch a lot of our interns do their work. So a little bit about the program. We partner with SJ Works to bring in amazing teenagers to get some workforce experience and really learn what it's like to do creative work, like making their own documentary. And get some of that early experience. But as a community media center, our big focus is really on community storytelling and local storytelling, which is what really drives this program. This year we also welcomed, we were really lucky to have 2 college interns who actually prepared their own documentary for you about our program, so you don't have to hear me talk about it. We can actually just turn to the tape.
Dang, this place is so interesting, but my phone sucks. San Jose is such a cool city. I wish there was a way I could capture it.
Are you bored?
Who are you?
Do you want to learn about the beauty of the city firsthand?
No, not really.
Do you like making and watching films?
How are you doing that? All right, whatever, dude. I'm good.
Let's go!
What's up, fellow filmmakers? Ever wondered what San Jose looks like in the summer? But sometimes it's hard to capture the vibe and atmosphere of how connected the people are.
Let's take a look at our documentary students down at CreaTV to learn more.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
CreaTV's mission is to inspire, educate, and connect San Jose communities through media. Our program, the Summer Documentary Institute, provides documentary production, technology training, and leadership development for underrepresented youth. This year, participants chose to focus their documentaries on the city of San Jose, capturing the history and beauty of their home.
Yeah, I think I definitely felt a lot more connected to the community than I did before. For example, like the local small businesses that we interviewed, a lot of them told us, for example, the backstory of how these owners got started on their businesses, like their growth and their journey. So it really made me appreciate the community and made me feel more connected to it as a whole.
Nothing that we created just happened. Someone was curious at one point. So as long as you're curious about something, if you're curious in how filmmaking works, go for it. That's all you need, really.
I think this program is just a really great opportunity to get out into the community. I think overall, it's just a really creative way to hopefully make a difference.
And so we really tried to just make sure that all those stories are told, and particularly youth are a voice we don't hear a lot from, right? Particularly in mainstream media. You're gonna make the future, so we need to hear from you now, not necessarily in 20 years, right?
So if you're looking for a place that inspires, educates, and connects San Jose communities, come on down to CreaTV.
Given the right resources, more equitable access to media education, anything is possible.
Oh no, sorry.
We're good.
You just want to be in it. Okay.
So now that you have a little behind the scenes sneak peek at the work that our student interns did here this summer, I just want to encourage you to silence your phones if they're not already silenced. We are going to have these docs available online later, so just sit in the moment and be present, and let's turn our attention to their work. I'm really excited.
A common misconception from society is that there are not enough public organizations made for the community's needs. However, a resource very accessible to the public is commonly forgotten.
I think the most underrated resource that we have at the library is the physical library itself. This is a great place, a safe space for people to come and enjoy and use. You can meet your friends here, you can play games with family and friends. Children can come to the children's area to play with toys and read books. The teens can meet in the teen center to do homework or hang out with friends, play video games, or read books. People can come in to use the space as a place to cool down from the heat, or when it's the rainy season to come in to stay dry and stay warm because our heater is always on. I think the library is a free service for everyone. We all belong here, and I think everyone should utilize it to the best of their ability. From a physical standpoint, we issue accessibility, making sure that anyone can enjoy the library. We have ramps and handrails. Our restrooms, our computer desks are all ADA accommodated. We have a way to communicate that with our main library to make sure that they get the tools they need to be able to enjoy our program.
We offer programs for all ages and all abilities. Here at the Willow Glen branch, we have chess club and Friday fun programs for the kids, and also iPad animation programs. We also have story times, 2 reading to children programs for the younger ones. For adults, we have knitting, we have ELL conversation clubs, and monthly we have master gardeners come and do lectures. We have a poetry, reading and open mic, and 2 different book clubs. So all sorts of programs for all different abilities.
Some of the programs that we offer at our branch are Family Story Time, which is meant for the whole family. Tech mentors that assist people with tech assistance. Our ELL Conversation Club for our English learners. We have First Thursdays, which is a very successful senior-focused program that we brought back at our branch. And at the end of the summer, so once school starts, we'll bring back our Homework Club, which is a program that assists kids kindergarten to 8th grade with their homework with the support of our volunteers. So the program today is the Summer Learning Lab covering the green screens effects, and participants today will be able to use our iPads using the application iMovie to learn a very fun and creative aspect of movie making.
Okay, so you have it.
Being a person who's born and raised in San Jose, it actually feels really great to work and give back to our diverse community by working through San Jose Public Library. So I would say my experience is really fun. Every day is different. We have the opportunity to help and serve our community in so many different ways, whether it's through providing resources, services.
This library is a great, resource for everybody here in the community, and we try to provide services to people who speak different languages. We welcome everyone from all walks of life. The library does offer all the services that we offer here are for free, and people sometimes don't realize that. And people can come and enjoy the building. We have a wonderful facility here that people can come and read, use the computers, and use the study rooms. So come and use the library because we have a lot of resources for everybody. So everybody's welcome.
At the Japanese American Museum and the San Jose Museum of Quilts and Textiles, museum staff and artists stitch together a tapestry of art, trauma, healing, and history.
And the Japanese American Museum provides that growing awareness of how an injustice has had and continues to have a traumatic impact on the families who experienced internment as well as their descendants. People who helped build the museum spend time in camp. People who now walking through the museum have a tangible reminder of what that time was like. As a minister, to continue to remind people of the need to simply see things as they are, regardless of who we are or where we come from, to value the lives of all.
The Japanese American Museum of San Jose is really one of the cornerstones of San Jose Japantown. It's seen as one of the keepers of our stories. Many were from farming families, so it was a sort of a dawn to dusk lifestyle of working all day. And all of a sudden you are thrown into this new environment that is completely unfamiliar to where you were before. Among many other hardships and injustices were these long days where not everyone could work and not everybody could, for a while, probably go to school. Creation became a lot more important, and you'll see it in a lot of our artifacts. People's resourcefulness of finding objects around them, like shells in the sand, where around their barracks that they used to create into beautiful pieces of jewelry. Otherwise you're just kind of in the desert.
A little picture we have in here in the gallery, that's actually from the government archives too, which is actually censored. It's always a couple things missing, which are, one is barbed wire fence, two is a guard tower. So these are kind of significant. People inside the camp, they always make sure to include these two things. The art can show what was the life inside the camp more clearly, significantly than the picture sometimes.
So the mission here at the Japanese American Museum of San Jose is to collect, preserve, and share the story of the Japanese immigrants and the Japanese American experience. The kimono is a representation of Japanese culture, and this particular piece Reiko uses to symbolize the trauma that was experienced during the forced removement and the years that people lived in these prisons. Each panel on the kimono is a picture of an individual who was incarcerated in one camp. The piece has to be viewed 360 degrees. You just can't deny any side of it. The pictures of the family members make it come alive, and we were able to get quotes and information about the different family members and put that together here to connect with the pictures on the kimono.
The very first pictures that I received were from an interview that I was doing with a number of people. I wanted to know what their attitude was while they were in the camp, so that everybody started sending me photographs of themselves. And then my mother had a few photographs, and I put out a call for pictures. The community ended up emailing me photographs that they wanted to have on the kimono. With the very first kimono that I made, the glass, when it hit together, sounded like a wind chime. So I decided I would leave the last 5 rows not connected horizontally when I walk, and it would sound like wind chimes. I thought, well, that's kind of a cool idea. But then I actually wore one of my kimonos in Japan, in the towns of where my ancestors lived. I found out that in Japan they have an Obon festival, and during that festival they call back the ancestors. And without my knowledge, one of the ways they call back the ancestors is with the sound of wind chimes. I felt like my ancestors were kind of leading me along on this journey. Detained alien enemy is what they stamped on all the envelopes after they were cut open. I saw that stamp on the letters that my mom saved from being incarcerated. And on the kimono, I actually have that stamp on some of the frames. Fiber arts and photographs are really important in describing the history of the incarceration. It's a visual. Make it interesting for everybody. Otherwise, you're going to miss some of the crowd.
We work with the community, we try to reach out and see what folks that live around here want to see. We live in a diverse community, we want to represent that community. And the only way to do that is to have a diverse collection. and be able to hear the different stories that each artist can tell. They're sharing their life, they're sharing their heart, they're opening up. Every culture on earth has a tradition of fiber arts. We can all relate to it. We can relate to the clothing, to blankets, to towels, to all of those things. That's something that we all use every day.
There is a really great legacy, that sharing of what art is and that expanding of what art is into different sections of the community that maybe normally wouldn't see that the San Jose Museum of Quilts and Textiles has to offer. You know, my wife and I would hop on our bikes and we'd ride over and check out all the galleries. And I was always just so enamored with the San Jose Museum of Quilts and Textiles. I mean, every single time we went in there, I was like, this is the best show of all these things. Like, how is it so amazing? I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to get in there. In the next 10 years, I'm going to have a show in that space. I think the clothing itself actually has a huge amount of history that is recorded in it. I can tell that somebody's left-handed because the left pocket of their lab coat has the little pen marks of them shoving their pen in their pocket over and over. All those little details and that little history in the work, it just sort of lent itself to, in my mind, to being shown in the San Jose Museum of Quilts and Textiles. When I started making the Star Spangled Banner piece, it wasn't until I actually cut the holes and I was sitting there and I was mending it that I really had that like transcendental moment working on that piece, sewing together and sort of mending together this, in my eyes, this historical representation of this historical object of America.
I would like to mention
where to watch.
Yeah, I would say like look at.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. I should have clarified.
Look at her. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Can you please?
Donations from the community. Great. Thanks, Denise. So,
In recent years, fast fashion companies have mass-produced clothing to fit the latest trends, maximizing profits while disregarding the detrimental impacts. We explored how San Jose small business owners are tackling this issue in their own unique ways through thrifting and secondhand clothing.
My name is Shay Ryle, and my position currently at the Thrift Box is store manager. I joined the Thrift Box as a part-time member 18 years ago, and I didn't know anything about it really, and I didn't know anyone that worked here, and I'd never been in the store. But when I heard what their mission was, making money for the children at Packard, I thought it would be something interesting to do. We benefit Lucille Packard Children's Hospital. All the proceeds go to Lucille Packard. We're all volunteers. Nobody is a paid employee here. We take donations in our back door. We're very busy with donations. We try to always take what comes in. When the donations come in, they go upstairs to be processed. We have about 10 people working upstairs at all times doing that.
Hi, I'm Margot Harrigan. I'm a volunteer at the Thrift Box, and I've been doing it for about a year and a half now. So one of the things that I was really excited about learning about the Thrift Box and volunteering here is that good clothing donated by our community is cleaned, ironed, whatever needs to be done, and put back on the floor and sold at fantastic prices. And the clothing is going back into the community rather than someone purchasing something new, and maybe donating it down the road. It gets back into the community. We're saving the environment, in our own way, even though people are getting a bargain as well. We have everywhere from designer clothes, we have children's clothing, we have men's clothing, shoes, boots that sometimes are new, sometimes are barely worn, and rather than being thrown away or thrown in the garbage or in other ways, part of the landfill problem, they get back into the community.
My name is Chris Patterson Simmons, and I'm the owner of New to You Thrift Boutique. How do I encourage people to practice sustainability? To recycle their clothes, even within their own family, if they're not wearing something just handed down.
My name is Allison Rodriguez. On my free time, I like to go on walks, explore the city, go thrifting. I like to draw and sing. Primarily, I purchase my clothing from thrifting. Sometimes I will try, my friends will make things, so sometimes I'll buy things from them. But yeah, usually thrifting.
My name's Samuel.
I'm Zeke.
And this is Vintage Art Shop.
We've been running it for like about a year. We just hit our 1 year anniversary, and it's just about like spreading cool fashion and like cool pieces to people that are like used, pre-owned and stuff.
So we started off with buying a lot of expensive clothing, and then we seen it as low-key like a waste of money because it would be like tons of it. So we went back and then decided to like go into like thrifting, and then that turned into like garage sales. And after all that, it turned into like having our own shop, which was pretty cool.
I feel like one thing that people don't know about shopping like sustainability and secondhand is like some of the clothes are from other generations, so they're like things that can be brought back into trends and stuff. And even if it's not like recent, like from like 2024, it might be from the 70s or the 60s, and it can still come back and stuff like that.
Let's hear it one more time for all of the hard work our interns have done. Some really stellar documentaries. And I want to invite them up, give them a chance to talk about their work. Yes, all of you. I think we have some mics we're going to bring up for you. I'm going to ask you to stand all here. You could stand in your groups if you aren't already. You're fine.
All right. We'll give you all one.
Actually, maybe you should, because you're like in the middle. Look at that speaker. Like this, right?
All right. We just want to open it up to you all, give you a chance to talk to the creators, to our artists, and ask them the burning questions that you have. We'll have another mic or two floating, so just raise your hand. I think at the very back, yeah. All right, yeah. So in case you didn't hear that, maybe we'll ask the groups why they picked their topics. Yeah.
Hello? Oh, okay. Why did you guys choose, or how did you guys come to choose your topics?
Wait, why are you guys looking over here? Oh. Which do you guys talk to? They asked the library group. They talked to the library first, but we're the ones.
There's a button.
Okay, I guess I'll start. So, I'll introduce myself. Okay. My name is Amy Martinez, and I was the producer for the library documentary Beyond Books. So, for why my group chose our topic, I think all of us just really had a mutual understanding of how important libraries are, and how they are often overlooked. For me personally, I have like a personal connection because one of my family members works in the library, and she always tells me about, oh, like, Amy, you should use the resources more. So over the past year, I've definitely tried to utilize those resources more. But throughout the making of this documentary, I think I also didn't exactly know how much resources they had. So yeah, I think all of us just really wanted to show how libraries, how important they are, and how the public can use them for their own circumstances, and just about about overall just their resources and how important they are.
Hello everyone, my name is Celine, and I'm one of the producers for the fast fashion documentary called Behind the Rack. So as for why we chose this topic specifically, I think all of us had an interest in exploring the various small businesses that San Jose has to offer. And since fast fashion and shopping sustainably is definitely a very important issue right now, we thought it would be a great idea to combine both of these topics into exploring how secondhand shops in the San Jose area are combating this issue.
Hi, I'm Aiden from the team Stitches and Stories. We chose our topic for a lot of logistic reasons. The two museums we went to were some of the least expensive to visit, so it wouldn't break the bank to go film this. We went to the Quilts and Textiles Museum once and the Japanese American Museum twice. They didn't actually make us pay, but which was really nice. But that was one of our reasons. And then also we chose museums out of a long list of topics because two of us were familiar with one of the museums and all three of us were at least a little bit interested in the second museum. And we really wanted to be a little bit knowledgeable, but also interested in learning something new.
I have a question. What tools and experiences are you're going to take as new students and as a new part of the new generation that is going to enter the workforce right after you graduate? So what experiences and tools you're going to take from this internship?
Personally, I think I did a really good job at writing emails better. So during our time, we had to email all the people we were planning to interview and check if we could actually record on site for our films. During that time, we all had to as interns, briefly and concisely describe who we are and what our aim was. And personally, I think my writing skills got much better along the way. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Danica, and I'm the editor of Beyond Books. And I think for me, I really needed the organization, especially putting all the clips in the timeline. And I worked with the cinematographer Jocelyn to compile a footage log, which had descriptions and how long the clips were and stuff like that. So it really helped me in the editing process, but also file organization that I'll definitely use in for college, for school, just for the future.
My name is Isabella Perez, and I was the cinematographer of Behind the Rack. And some skills that I've learned throughout this process is how to efficiently communicate with people so that my ideas can come across and so that both parties can fully acknowledge what's really going on, because we've had some issues with that and some fallouts in interviews. But so yeah, I would say communication is what I've learned.
I see a hand over here on the side of the room. Okay.
What's something that you learned about your topic after making your whole documentary on it?
Wait, something we learned, right? My name is Itlali Palencia. I was a cinematographer for Stitches and Stories. I would say, at least in terms of our project, I learned more about like the behind the scenes in terms of like museums, bringing in artifacts, preparing like art pieces and all. I learned that it takes a lot of thought and preparation in order to set up a museum. Yeah, it makes me appreciate them more.
To bounce off of what Silali said, I learned that the Japanese American Museum, they get a lot of donations, and even they get a lot of donations from people who don't necessarily need their Japanese heritage items. And so since they get a lot of donations, sometimes they have to reject stuff. And sometimes they need to reject stuff. So they have like rooms in the back that's just filled with stuff. And one of the curators took me there, and there was like just a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Jocelyn Rodriguez, and I'm the cinematographer for Beyond Books. And something I learned was how diverse and welcoming libraries are. Like, their resources are very extensive. They have all types of programs and resources for all different ages and backgrounds. Like, they have many resources for, they have tutoring programs, they have skill-based classes, and an EEL program. And yeah, all I learned was that the libraries are very accessible and supportive to anyone that wants to take advantage of their opportunities.
My name is Sabrina, and I was one of the producers of Behind the Rack. And throughout this documentary, I learned that like the process behind what really goes through in a thrift store, like all the process, the donations, and how the community like really comes together to donate items.
I saw a hand on my side of the room. I think, yeah. The mic is behind you, yeah.
I didn't necessarily have a question. I just wanted to make a statement about the crew that came to the Thrift Box to film. They were so professional, you'd think they were already professional photographers and speakers. They asked the right questions, they knew what they were doing, and as impressed as they were with our store, we were impressed with the fact that they seemed more than just interns with what they were doing. They seem very professional, so it must be a great program that's going on here.
We just want to say thank you so much for your support in our documentary. We're so thankful that you allowed us to film at your store and see the process behind how your store operates. And it was also such a great opportunity for us to be able to experience like the community of San Jose. So that was really a positive experience.
I'd also like to thank Thriftbox for their timely communication, and it overall just helped us with the process of putting together a documentary. Thank you very much.
I think we have time for one more audience question.
So,
What a big challenge during on this program. So what do you like and what you don't like? Can you share with us?
To ask again, or sorry, to confirm the question, what we did and did not like. Well, I really liked getting to work with a lot of people. I think there are 10 of us and then 2 interns. I'm not going to count, but I think that's right. And I was mostly in this trio, and that worked really well for me, but also I got to talk with other people and we got to do little projects with each other, and that was really good for me. I like to work alone, so working in a group like really pushed my boundaries, and I think just helped me out a lot. One thing that I really struggled with in this program was the time. I don't work very fast, so 5 weeks was pretty short for me.
Why don't we give everyone a chance to answer this question, and then we'll wrap up Q&A.
I agree with Addie. I really enjoy talking to a large variety of people that I wouldn't have talked to otherwise if it weren't for this internship. I also enjoyed my time with my fellow interns, my trio, as we worked together and like dealt with different problems together. What I disliked, or is basically is similar to what she said. More time. I would have liked as. My name is Stella, and I was the editor for my film. I felt like I could use more time to polish it, but that's just like a meeting.
I do agree with the likes. It was nice collaborating on a project like this, and it was nice meeting new people because I found some new friends along the way. I do agree with the time as well. 5 weeks is small. Another thing that I liked was this program, like, or I guess this whole experience, like, it's helped me, like, it was really nice seeing behind the scenes for different organizations. I thought that was a very eye-opening experience, and I'm glad that we were able to, I guess, share some of that with you guys. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Danica Doe, and again, I'm the editor of the Beyond Books. And I think something that I really enjoyed doing was like just coming to all the libraries and seeing the staff and seeing like all the different types of people, like the parents, kids, elderly, like everyone just enjoying the library, which was really like happy to see. But a challenge I had as an editor was definitely like the color correction and the audio levels, because some of the interviews did have some echo, so it was really hard to remove that.
Hello, I'm Jocelyn Rodriguez, the cinematographer for Beyond the Books, and something I liked was how welcoming and supportive this program was with learning these new skills that it takes to make a documentary. And something I guess that was difficult was the time. We definitely needed more time probably for pre-production.
Hello, just again, I'm A. Martinez. I am the producer. I would like to build off of what Jocelyn said. Just first, what I really liked was I was also going to the libraries. I thought it was like a lot of fun just seeing the environment and seeing how people interact, and just overall, just like, because it's different when you hear about things from like the website, but when you actually go, like, it's such an immersive experience. I would also agree timing, especially during pre-production, because I was the one who was like in charge of pre-production, and I can state that it was really difficult for me especially because it was basically like only 1 week, so I had a week to contact people, to schedule, and we had to film a proposal. It was just a lot. So, I mean, we did it, but yeah. So that was one thing that I didn't like. And I would also like to say, like, I also really enjoyed working with my team. I think, like, I agree with what Lolly said about how she made some friends. I also made some friends along the way.
Hi, my name is Isabella. So, something that I've really enjoyed throughout this experience was probably how different people have different opinions about certain topics. So, our group was about thrifting and secondhand clothing. So, it was nice understanding how certain people have certain perspectives on topics. And something that I really had a challenge with was definitely learning how to use a JVC camera in 1 week, because we had an issue where we were shooting and everything came out blue. So we couldn't use that. So we had to toss that. But it made me understand how to deal with certain situations when you're not prepared for them.
Hi, my name is Sabrina, and I'm a producer of Behind the Rack. One thing I initially struggled with was kind of getting out of my comfort zone, talking to different people to schedule interviews and all of that stuff. But it turned out to be something like I really enjoyed because it got me out of my comfort zone. It made me experience new things I wouldn't have never experienced.
Hello, my name is Celine. So, as someone who hasn't had any experience in filmmaking before, I felt like this program was really good at supporting us and teaching us the basics of filmmaking. And at the same time, they also allowed us to create our own vision on what we wanted our documentary to be. But at the same time, one big challenge was definitely figuring everything out for the first time, like learning how to interview people, how to work a camera, how to create schedules, email people. But definitely by the end, it was all really rewarding to see our final product.
Hi, my name is Donald Nguyen. I was the editor for our documentary, Behind the Rack. One thing I enjoyed the most about this documentary was how willing the instructors were to teach us and help us whenever we had issues. I think the biggest challenge we had was the logistics of moving around, because we took a lot of bus rides or walks. I think the first time we went to shoot, we walked like 2 miles round trip in like the 90-degree sun, which was not fun. And then also just figuring out where we could go to record, because sometimes we would send the stores an email. They'd say, cool, you can come over to shoot. We'd show up and then they'd look at us like we came from Mars. So it was just a little struggle there logistically, but I did enjoy this experience.
I do want to just recognize the theme of the time pressure for these documentaries and really highlight how difficult it is to do the work that they did in such a compressed timeline. So I want to take a second, just one more round of applause for all of our interns. And Kiana, if you would grab the mics. Can you guys just turn off those mics for her? I think Donald highlighted some of the excellent support from our instructors, so I'm going to invite them up, and we're going to have a little just recognition ceremony for all of your time and effort, guys. So Zach and E, who have done so much work, staying after, email after email, color correction, help with editing, all of these things. Let's put this one here, and then you guys go on me. All right, so I'm going to just call you each up one by one, and Zach and E are going to present you with your certificates and your commemorative t-shirts. Shout out to our college interns for all of their graphic design work. Yeah. You've seen that in your booklet so far. If you haven't been in our other space, you can admire all the posters that our student interns and our college interns worked on. Take a look at those later. Great. So, Della Sisambung. Yeah, let's hear it. Sabrina Nguyen. Isabella Perez. Celine Chang. Donald Nguyen. Sidlali Palencia. Aiden Sharkness. Danica Doe. Amy Martinez. And Jocelyn Rodriguez. And lastly, I know that they're busy working right now, but I would love to welcome Julia and Kiana to come to the front. Just take a minute. I know, the front. Yes. I would really like to thank you all. Come over here. Come over here. Yeah, well, one for each of you. Yeah, I know. A little mini break in the middle of your shift. Yeah, let's, one more round. And I'll just ask for one more hand for Zach and ER instructors who spent so much time working with our interns. And if you are interested to learn more about this program or other documentary programs, other offerings, we have public classes. Chad talked about our CreaTV Presents series. You can join our mailing list, get on our newsletter. You can do that at the front desk anytime tonight. And we can migrate to our next space and have a little reception. Talk to the artists, congratulate them, have a snack. Thanks, everyone.